What's going on YouTube? GeoSnow right here. So in today's video I have some pretty bad news for the jailbreak community and of course for those who want to get into jailbreak development. You probably remember the Corellium, which is basically an iOS emulator which allows you to virtualize iOS devices in your browser. So you're basically able to create an iPhone XS, XS Max or XR or an iPhone 7 and 7 Plus and so on, install iOS on it in your browser and you're able to test your applications, your jailbreak, you're able to find bugs and develop exploits and test them and so on without having to buy your own devices. And of course there is actually an interesting concept since you're able to test on any possible device or any iOS version without having to buy that particular device, which of course runs quite a serious cost if you're a developer. Now this company, Corellium, started back in 2017 from what I can gather in here, but today Apple decided enough is enough. Mac Rumors posted a piece on Apple filing a lawsuit against the virtualization company Corellium for illegally replicating iOS and Apple apps. They posted a full article in here which I invite you to read. I'm going to put in a description down below. And they also linked the actual lawsuit which is available in here on Scribd if you want to read it. Now there are a lot of things in this lawsuit in here, and they go ahead and accuse Corellium of anything from copyright infringement to blatantly copying the iOS and of course the icons and the code and so on. And of course what Apple wants in this lawsuit in here is to basically shut down Corellium and have Corellium pay them the attorney fees and the damages and of course destroy all the data they've collected. So this is a pretty serious thing, and they do accuse Corellium of having iOS, Apple software running on non-Apple hardware, which isn't allowed. It's basically breaking the end user license agreement and so on. But yeah, there are many things in here, including the fact that Apple believes that Corellium isn't actually used for normal security research as they claim, and Apple says that many people find vulnerabilities and they do not report them to Apple, and instead they sell them to the highest bidder. So they do have some points in here, but they also have some very interesting claims in this lawsuit in here. Quote, on April 1, 2019, Corellium again highlighted the unlawful ends to which its product is aimed by publicly acknowledging that it had given access to its platform to the developers of an iOS exploit called Unc0ver, so the developers could test the exploit on many devices running any firmware. Within weeks, those developers released a new exploit for iOS 12. Well, there are many inaccuracies in this statement in here. At first, the Unc0ver is a jailbreak and not an exploit, and the jailbreak is completely legal under DMCA exemption, so no problem in there. And then of course, Unc0ver does use exploits. That's what a jailbreak does. It uses exploits, but these were not created by the Unc0ver team, but rather the Unc0ver jailbreak uses publicly available exploits by Google Project Zero, which were already patched by Apple before being released to the public. So by the time the Unc0ver team used those exploits in the Unc0ver jailbreak, the exploits were already reported to Apple and patched by Apple, and a few months have already passed since the exploit was patched, and of course the patch was widely available, which is the exact definition of responsible disclosure for an exploit in the InfoSec community. So the Unc0ver jailbreak team did not find any vulnerabilities, they did not create any exploits using the Corellium. All they did was to test their tool on devices they did not have. So yeah, this is one of the inaccurate statements in their lawsuit in here, but basically what they threatened to do is to close Corellium in here. And why is that bad news for the jailbreak community? Well, if Corellium is indeed closed by Apple after this lawsuit, people will not be able to use this product anymore. We will be back again at testing applications and jailbreaks and so on physical devices, because jailbreaks have to be tested on multiple devices, multiple types of devices, from the iPhone 5s, which is currently the lowest possible version you can get, the oldest one, all the way up to iPhone XS Max, which is currently the newest device. So a developer like Pound2Own, who developed the Unc0ver jailbreak, would have to buy all those devices, or he would have to have people with various devices test the code. Now, I'm not a lawyer on this channel, and this is not legal advice, and I do not want to comment on whether the lawsuit is indeed going to work or not, because I do not know that. I'm not affiliated with Corellium, it's not my case, I do not care, but this is indeed a thing that happened. And although I did expect it when I saw Corellium and what they do, because yeah, it's actually very close to real iOS, so I did believe that Apple will get involved at some point. And yeah, that's what's currently going on. There's a lawsuit against Corellium and they may not stay around for so long. So yeah, many of the security researchers in the community, including Pound2Own, Po2G and many others, are visibly irritated by Apple's decision, but for the moment we do not know what is going to happen. Apple definitely has a case against the Corellium, since Corellium do indeed create an emulation of the iOS without Apple's permission, so that's that. And they are at least in breach of the end user license agreement. So yeah, that's that. But it's pretty bad news for the jailbreak community. We're going to see what happens, and I'm going to keep you updated. Thank you for watching. I am GeoSnow. Until the next time, peace out.